Namaste. My name is Malika with Ganga Ahvan as one of the members. We've been working for the conservation of Ganga Himalayan Basin for a very long time. In the process, we are located in Uttarkashi in the Bhagirathi Valley, but we've understood that the geographical terrain and the topography is the same on all the valleys. The entire basin of the Ganga right now is posing similar sort of threat, and so are the Himalayas. So we are largely working on different aspects of sustainable developmental model, which is truly sustainable in the Himalayan region. So that's how Ganga Ahvan is a volunteer-based organization where we are all working as volunteers, offering whatever that we can. It's a set of volunteers. So in and out, there would be around 15-20 volunteers all over the country who would volunteer the services every time. That climate change has brought us to such a threshold right now that there is no we don't have the luxury to say that we are talking about environment. It's no time for an armchair activism anymore. It's something which is of a reality which is staring at our faces. I mean, if there is a glacial melting in the month of winter season in Himalayas, it's just a warning which is staring at our face. If this has happened in the month of winters, then it is scary to even imagine what would happen in the month of summers or monsoons or so on. And to allow that to happen, this would be criminal negligence, because 200 people died. I mean, literally 200 people have lost their lives. They have buried under the debris. Those people could have been saved. Simple criminal negligence. There was not even an alarm system that was there in these hydropower projects. They go on and go on making about these hydropower projects for several years. They're tunneling, they're blasting away the mountains, they're diverting the river waters, they're drying the water sources. And the laborers who are working night and day, there is no protection for them, nothing. This is criminal negligence on the part of the project proponents. And the worst is that all of this is going to be brushed aside and is only going to be said about compensation. But what about prevention? What about accountability? These people, there has to be somebody who has to be set accountable to all of this. We have already reached the tipping point. These climate change aspects are only going to increase. It can be seen. Since last 10 years, if you see the number of disasters in Uttarakhand, every year there has been a disaster. Every year lives are being lost. And every year the frequency and the intensity is only increasing. Whether it is forest fires, whether it is landslide, whether it is small earthquake, whether it is flash flood, whether it is cloud burst, it's happening every year. Then if you cannot even think of conservation of something that you call as a national river and something that you call as sacrosanct, then there is no scope for anything in this entire country. Then there is no scope for conservation in Western Ghats, there is no scope of conservation in Northeast, no scope of conservation in Himachal. Because if you can't do it for Ganga, then how would you do it for any other river? It has to grow from the small grassroots level to a bigger level, and it has to work both ways also, from a bigger level to this also. It has to work on both the roots. At the grassroots level, as Hemant was saying, this management of this ecologically sensitive zones, to have a localized set of developmental practices, which is not centralized, so not having like these huge hydropower projects, but having something which is of localized requirement, which are small. So if you have electricity requirement within the area, try to fulfill with whatever resources rather than have huge infrastructure projects. These kind of sustainable practices, which are not ecologically exploitative, at the same time they are also helping and giving opportunities to the residents of the area. Then you feel that yeah, it's all fine, it's all good for the thing. You know, there'll be all a development, and you're looking at things in a very isolated way. If you are giving clearance to one project, then you're only giving clearance to that project. You are giving clearance to say one hydropower project, for example Tapovan Vishnu Ghat. You have not considered that Tapovan Vishnu Ghat has got Rishi Ganga upstream, Tapovan Vishnu Ghat has got Vishnu Ghat People Koti upstream. The same area is also experiencing Char Dham road widening. The same area is also experiencing tourism overburdening. So where are all these factors going to go into place? There is no cumulative impact assessment. You are giving permissions in an isolated way. And who is suffering? People who are there on the ground. So a generic decision is having a localized impact.